Even the strongest empire can collapse from the quiet truth of one fearless soul. That's you, chosen one. You didn't swing a sword, you didn't wage a war, you simply existed in truth, and that alone sent tremors through a system that believed it was untouchable. Now imagine this for a moment, chosen one. An empire of glass towers built high on deception and fear, reflecting power so convincingly that everyone below believed it was real. But one day, a single vibration, your vibration, ripples through its walls. It starts as a faint crack, almost invisible at first, until suddenly the glass begins to splinter. That's what you did. You just put a huge dent in someone's empire, for the very first time in their life. Here's a fact most people never consider. History's biggest collapses didn't happen from explosions. They began with small fractures, a truth exposed, a name whispered, a number dropping, a loyal follower leaving. Every empire that thought itself invincible was undone not by armies, but by conscience. Rome fell because of moral rot long before barbarians ever arrived. The markets crash when people lose faith, not when money disappears. And in your case, chosen one, their collapse started the moment the universe shifted attention from their illusion to your authenticity. That's the power you hold. You didn't just dent their empire, you shattered their delusion of control. And thank you, chosen one. You being here isn't coincidence. It's confirmation. Don't forget to pay this message forward by simply pressing like and subscribe to help spread this message to more souls awakening across the planet. It's the responsibility of all of us to keep the light moving and expose the darkness that hides in plain sight. You are part of a force, one that changes the course of timelines, even when the world doesn't notice. Thank you for being part of this mission. Now, back to what just happened, because make no mistake, this wasn't random. You hit something big. You touched what others feared to question, the so-called untouchables, those who built their influence through control, manipulation, and silence, have now felt something they've never experienced before: vulnerability. For the first time in their reign, they felt powerless. Their business, their organization, their social network, whatever they built, is showing cracks they can't patch up with charm or deceit. You dismantled what they built without even trying, by standing in your truth, by walking away, or by simply refusing to bow to intimidation. That's the thing about power built on lies. It can't survive in the presence of truth. It's like sunlight hitting a fungus. Exposure alone is destruction. And chosen one, your energy carries that exposure. You are the sunlight to their illusion. You probably didn't even realize how much of an impact you had. A few words spoken, a boundary set, a truth revealed, but those actions echoed through their entire foundation. The employees, friends, or followers who once looked up to them are now questioning everything. Numbers are dropping, loyalty is dissolving, and they're sitting in silence, wondering how it all fell apart so fast. It's because they never accounted for you. You were the variable they couldn't calculate, the person they underestimated. Every manipulator's empire depends on one assumption: that no one will challenge them. The moment someone does, the illusion starts to crumble. You didn't just dent their structure, you awakened those trapped within it. You ended the era of their control by removing the one thing that kept everyone obedient: fear. And once fear is gone, the entire kingdom trembles. Behind the scenes, they're panicking. The same rooms that once felt like fortresses now echo with tension. The confidence they displayed in public is gone. Even their homes, the places they once took pride in, feel cursed now. They walk through their halls and can't shake the feeling that something's changed. that the air itself knows the truth. They can't rest in stolen comfort anymore because their mind keeps whispering your name. It's poetic justice when the oppressor becomes haunted by the energy they tried to suppress. And here's the deeper truth. Empires built on intimidation always collapse under their own fear. What you've done isn't rebellion, it's rebalancing. You've exposed a diseased system that thrived on silence. You've become a mirror showing them exactly who they are without the masks, and the reflection terrified them. That's why it hurts them so deeply, not because you attacked, but because you made them see. You reminded them that every throne made of manipulation eventually turns into a trap. Chosen One, you're witnessing the early stages of collapse. You might notice strange patterns, people distancing themselves from you, systems shifting, businesses losing momentum, but don't mistake that as loss. That's alignment. When you dent corruption, the universe begins cleaning up the debris. And this time, you're not the target, you're the trigger. You set a universal chain reaction in motion that's dismantling everything false and elevating everything real. So hold your ground, because that dent you made, it's not just a mark, it's a message, a warning shot across the world of illusion that says, truth lives here now. You didn't plan to be the one who exposed the cracks in their empire, but the universe chose you precisely because you move with integrity when others hide behind image. And now, for the first time in their entire existence, they're learning that the higher you climb through deceit, the harder you fall when truth knocks. The untouchables just got touched by you. And hey, Chosen One, don't go anywhere yet, because what you just heard was only the spark. The real explosion is still coming. This was the trailer, but the main story is about to unfold, and it's all centered on you. The one who just put a huge dent in someone's empire for the very first time in their life. So, are you ready to see how deep this impact truly goes? Are you ready to understand why their system is trembling, why their power is draining, and why their silence is louder than ever? Then stay right here. Drop the number 777 in the comments if you can feel that energy shift. Because this isn't just a story, it's confirmation of your effect on the world. And if you want to support this movement of truth and awareness, hit the super thanks or bless the team behind this message. Your energy keeps this mission alive, helping more chosen ones awaken to their power. And now let's dive into it step by step. But listen closely, Chosen One. If this message was meant for you, you'll feel it pulling you in. You'll feel that surge of knowing deep in your spirit that says, this is my story. Stay until the end. Because what comes next will make everything you've sensed finally make perfect sense. Let's begin. Number 1. The first crack they ever felt. You don't destroy an empire by screaming at its walls. You destroy it by showing the world it was never made of stone. That's exactly what you did, Chosen One. For the first time in their entire reign, they felt something break. Not outside of them, but inside. The sound of that first crack isn't just structural, it's psychological. They built their empire on intimidation, deceit, and false superiority, and for years, no one dared to touch it. But then you came along, quiet, calm, and completely underestimated, and you hit them where it hurts most, their illusion of control. Now imagine this for a moment, Chosen One, an unbreakable mirror, polished by lies and reinforced by fear. Every reflection in that mirror made them believe they were untouchable. But one day, a small vibration, your truth, ran through the glass. It didn't shatter immediately, but you could see it. that single line, that spiderweb crack spreading slowly across what they thought was perfect. That's the moment you became unforgettable. You didn't break their empire by force. You exposed the flaw it was built on. And here's the fact that will always sting them. The stronger the illusion, the louder it falls when someone finally calls it out. Every corrupt system in history has one thing in common. It thrives until someone refuses to be afraid. Rosa Parks didn't need a microphone to shake a nation. She only needed a seat. Nikola Tesla didn't need approval. He just needed his vision. And even whistleblowers today, those who expose what others conceal, are proof that truth doesn't require an army, just one brave voice that refuses silence. You are that voice in their story. The first crack in their empire came the moment you refused to be controlled. You might ask yourself, but I didn't do anything extreme. Why are they reacting like this? Because, chosen one, it's not about what you did. It's about what your presence represents. You're not playing their game anymore. You're the variable that reminds everyone that their authority isn't absolute. It's borrowed. And when truth walks into a room, borrowed power returns to its rightful owner. They're not panicking because they lost money or followers. They're panicking because, for the first time, they lost control of the narrative. You've become the story now. Every empire has its pressure point, and you found theirs without even knowing it. Maybe you spoke a truth they couldn't refute. Maybe you walked away and showed others they didn't need permission to do the same. Or maybe you simply lived your life so unapologetically that their entire manipulation model stopped working. Whatever it was, you hit the switch they swore didn't exist. That's why you can feel their energy shift. The silence you sense? It's not peace. It's panic disguised as calm. Let's be real, people like that don't believe in consequences. They believe in control. For years, they've built their power around the assumption that everyone else will remain too afraid or too dependent to challenge them. But here's the truth. Fear is the cheapest currency in power games. And once someone, you, stops paying with it, the entire economy collapses. When you pulled your energy back, you didn't just walk away. You cut off the oxygen to their empire. That's why they're gasping now. There's something poetic about watching the powerful tremble for the first time. For so long, they made others doubt themselves. They manipulated perception, rewriting history to make themselves the hero in every story. But now, chosen one, you've rewritten the ending. The hero isn't the loudest. It's the one who exposes the truth without needing validation. The one who fights silently, not for revenge, but for balance. That's you. You didn't hit them with hate, you hit them with honesty, and nothing burns more than that. Do you know what makes your impact even more devastating? They can't fight back the same way they used to. Their tricks don't work on you anymore. The guilt traps fail. The emotional manipulation falls flat. Even their allies are questioning their integrity. They're realizing that their dominance was built like a sandcastle, impressive from afar, but one strong wave, one truth, and the whole thing begins to dissolve. And that wave was you. It's funny how power behaves when it's threatened. It gets louder before it collapses. You might notice sudden aggression, attempts to discredit you, or a sudden shift in how they treat you. Don't take it personally. That's the sound of an empire realizing it's not eternal. Their anger isn't a sign of strength. It's the echo of fear. When people who've always won finally meet someone they can't manipulate, their ego experiences death for the first time. That's the first crack they ever felt. And here's something the universe loves to do. It lets truth simmer. You won't always see immediate justice, but over time, you'll notice patterns. You'll hear about their losses, their sudden misfortunes, their energy fading. They'll call it bad luck. You'll know it's accountability. Because the universe doesn't punish, it balances. The energy they used to take from others is now taken from them. Every sleepless night they caused someone else is now theirs to endure. That's not cruelty, that's symmetry. But don't misunderstand, Chosen One, your mission was never destruction. You weren't sent to tear them down, you were sent to reveal the truth they hid behind. The dent you made wasn't revenge, it was reality pushing through illusion. That's why your power feels different. It's not about ego, it's about equilibrium. The universe always sends one to balance the scales, and this time, that one was you. You see, being chosen isn't about perfection, it's about purpose. It's about being the reminder that truth doesn't need permission to exist. You were never meant to fit in, you were meant to expose the cracks in systems that rely on silence. The moment you stopped seeking their approval, you gained their attention, and nothing terrifies manipulators more than someone they can't control. They'll tell themselves stories to cope, that you're lucky, that you cheated, that you had help, anything but the truth, that their empire wasn't as strong as they claimed. But deep down, they know. Every empire has that moment when it realizes it's not as immortal as it thought, and that moment wears your name. So stand tall, Chosen One. You didn't just dent an empire, you dented their legacy. You reminded them that even the mighty can tremble when truth walks in. You are the crack that turned into collapse, the whisper that started an earthquake, the reminder that integrity always outlasts illusion. You are proof that no empire, no matter how powerful, feared or fortified, can survive the day the universe decides to balance the scales through someone who refuses to bow. The first crack they ever felt was you, and now nothing in their world will ever feel solid again. Number 2. When fear stopped working. Fear only works until someone decides they're not afraid anymore, and that someone was you. That was the moment everything changed, Chosen One. The instant you stopped flinching, their entire structure began to collapse. Their empire wasn't built on skill, talent, or wisdom. It was built on fear. That's what they used to control, to manipulate, to silence. They ruled not because they were powerful, but because they were feared. But when fear stopped working, their whole illusion crumbled like wet paper. You were the storm that soaked their lies, the quiet defiance that ripped their invisible leash to shreds. Now imagine this, Chosen One, a massive circus tent filled with thousands of people. The lights are flashing, the ringleader stands tall, his voice echoing through the speakers. Everyone claps, not because they believe, but because they're afraid to stop. Every trick, every illusion is held together by the audience's silence. But then someone, you, stands up and simply says, "Wait, that's not real." The music stops. The spotlight flickers. The crowd starts to see the strings, the mirrors, the wires. That's what you did. You didn't need to scream or fight. You simply revealed. You removed the fear that kept everyone pretending. The truth is, fear is the most powerful psychological weapon ever invented. History proves it. Dictators used it to build nations, corporations used it to enslave minds, and even social groups use it to maintain fake hierarchies. Fear is the invisible contract that says, "Obey me or lose everything." But here's what terrifies them now. You tore that contract apart without even negotiating. You proved that losing fake peace is better than living in real chains. They've spent years studying how to manipulate emotion. They knew that once people believe in their dominance, the fight is over before it starts. But you didn't play by their rules. You didn't let their threats enter your nervous system. You started trusting your inner power more than their outer intimidation. And that's when their grip slipped. Because the moment you stop fearing the consequences, you start controlling them. Look at history, Chosen One. Every revolution started with someone deciding not to be afraid. Harriet Tubman said, "I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves." That line alone describes the psychological war you just ended. You freed minds that didn't even know they were trapped. You stopped being afraid to speak, to leave, to tell the truth, and that's how you became dangerous. Not because you attacked them, but because you stopped submitting to illusion. They hate that. They hate that the fear that once made people tremble now makes you smirk. They hate that their threats, once sharp as knives, now sound like broken records. You stopped flinching, and that broke their rhythm. Their whole system was designed around reaction. They'd push, and people would panic. They'd threaten, and people would comply. But you didn't. You didn't give them the satisfaction. You didn't shrink. You didn't defend. You didn't beg. You just stood there, calm, composed, and untouchable, and that silence echoed louder than any argument. They call it losing control. The universe calls it justice, because once fear loses its effect, the oppressor loses their crown. It's not power they crave, it's obedience. And once they realize you don't need their approval, they no longer know how to function. You've exposed that they were never leaders, just performers addicted to applause. And now, with no audience left to fear them, their influence is bleeding out like air from a punctured tire. You might have noticed it already. People who used to worship them are now quiet. Their followers seem confused. The once loud empire is suddenly scrambling for attention, doing anything to appear relevant. But it's too late. Fear has a shelf life. Once people see that the monster behind the curtain is just a man pulling levers, the entire illusion ends. You became that revelation. You made others realize that the threat was always psychological, never real. And yes, Chosen One, this is why they're furious. Not because you exposed their lies directly, but because you did it indirectly, by no longer being afraid. Fear was their electricity, and you cut the power line. You walked away, and suddenly they couldn't light up the room anymore. They're standing there with their tricks and titles, but no energy left to fuel them. Their intimidation tactics fall flat now because everyone sees the truth. Fear only has power when you agree to participate in it. But let's pause for a second. Maybe you wonder, why did I even have to face this? Why me? Because, Chosen One, the universe uses people like you to end cycles of manipulation. Not everyone can confront fear and walk through it. Most freeze, most run. But you looked it dead in the eye and smiled. You didn't need permission to be brave. You became proof that fear can't survive in the presence of awareness. That's your gift. Awareness that cuts through illusions like lightning in the dark. Here's a fact that psychologists have known for decades. When people refuse to play a manipulator's game, the manipulator loses psychological oxygen. Narcissists, bullies, and power-hungry leaders all depend on reaction. That's their food source. When you stop reacting, they starve. And Chosen One, you didn't just starve one manipulator. You starved an entire network of them. That's why they're collapsing now. That's why their unity is breaking apart. Their empire wasn't a structure, it was a feeding system. And now it's gone cold. Look at any great figure who dismantled a system without firing a shot. Gandhi, Mandela, Martin Luther King Jr. They didn't fight fear with fear, they dissolved it with courage. You've done the same. You stood your ground, and that's what made you the threat. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, It's the refusal to be ruled by it. You mastered that truth without even realizing it. And now they're watching helplessly as everything they built starts crumbling under the weight of its own deceit. You'll start noticing the ripple effects soon, conversations shifting, people asking questions they never dared to before, the energy in the room changing when you walk in, not because of arrogance, but because truth carries its own gravity. You've made others see that it's possible to stand up without losing peace. You've become a walking example of what happens when fear stops working. You've become the reminder that freedom isn't granted. It's taken back. And the best part? You didn't have to destroy anything. You didn't have to scream, expose, or fight dirty. You simply stopped believing in their illusion. That's what they can't forgive, that their empire didn't fall because of rebellion, but because of realization. You didn't push them over, you just stopped holding them up. That's why you are different, chosen one. You're not a victim of the system, you're the glitch that made it malfunction. You've proven that no matter how powerful fear appears, it collapses the moment someone stops feeding it. The day you refused to kneel, their power supply went dark. So let this be a reminder. The next time they try to intimidate you, remember this moment. The empire is crumbling, not because of chaos, but because of calm. You've shown that true strength is silent, composed, and unshaken. You're not just surviving their system, you're rewriting it. Because when fear stopped working, their kingdom stopped breathing. And that, chosen one, is the ultimate revenge. Watching those who ruled through fear realize they were never powerful, just protected by illusion. You shattered that illusion forever. Number 3, the unraveling begins. An empire built on deception doesn't crumble all at once. It unravels, thread by thread, the moment truth touches it. Chosen one, that's what's happening right now. You didn't just wound one person, you hit the center of an entire system. The shockwaves from your truth are moving through their entire circle like fault lines through a city built on sand. Their alliances are breaking, their followers are walking away. The illusion of unity they bragged about is cracking in real time. Because when a house is built on lies, every voice of truth sounds like thunder. And you were that thunder. Now the unraveling begins. Their empire was never as strong as it looked. It just had a good paint job. They spent years pretending they had loyal connections, influence and control, but all of it was smoke held together by manipulation. The moment you stopped playing their game, the smoke cleared, and everyone saw the machinery behind the curtain. That's why people are leaving. Not because you told them to, but because truth naturally repels what's fake. The universe always rearranges itself to match the frequency of authenticity. You might be wondering, why does it feel like chaos right now? Because exposure always looks like destruction before it looks like clarity. You pulled one thread, and now the whole fabric of their false identity is falling apart. Their business partners are suspicious, their friends are distant, even their allies are whispering behind their back. You didn't start a war, you revealed one that was already happening in silence. And here's the poetic part. The same people who once defended them are now defending you in secret. They've seen the truth. They've seen how they were used, controlled, and blinded by fear. You became the mirror that made everyone else reflect on what they were enabling. You broke a psychological chain, chosen one, and those who were once enslaved by loyalty are now waking up. That's how revolutions begin, not with violence, but with awareness. The universe is with you in this unraveling. It's not punishing anyone, it's purifying the field. It's removing the energy that can't stand in your light anymore. That's why things are falling away so quickly. The truth doesn't need your help. It's doing the cleanup itself. You just had to light the match. And yes, the enemy feels it. You'll notice they're trying to act unbothered, posting, pretending, laughing louder, but their silence behind closed doors says it all. They've lost control of the narrative. The same people they used to manipulate are now questioning them, doubting them, walking out quietly without explanation. You didn't destroy their reputation. Their own lies did. You just turned on the lights. Remember this, chosen one, the unraveling isn't a setback, it's confirmation. You weren't sent to blend in, you were sent to break patterns. This collapse isn't happening to you, it's happening because of you. And that's how you know the universe is moving on your behalf. The lies are falling, the masks are slipping, and every fake alliance is dissolving like dust in the rain. So don't fear the unraveling, embrace it. This is justice in motion. You are watching deception eat itself alive. And soon, when the dust settles, everyone will remember who started the chain reaction that truth demanded. The chosen one who stood alone and made the entire empire tremble. Number 4, the home that doesn't feel like home anymore. When guilt moves in, peace moves out, and even a mansion starts to feel like a haunted cage. Chosen one, that's exactly what's happening to them right now. Their comfort zone, the same place they once paraded around as a symbol of success, now feels like a trap. The walls that used to echo with laughter have gone silent. The rooms they used to brag about now whisper their secrets back to them at night. They can't rest, can't sleep, can't even sit still in the spaces they once flaunted. Because deep down, they know everything they built was never earned in truth. It was built on the pain, silence, and sacrifice of others. Now their empire feels cursed by its own history. You were the one who cracked the illusion, and once that happened, they could no longer escape the sound of their own conscience. The lights in their home don't feel as bright anymore. The bed that once represented power now feels like a battlefield of insomnia. Every time they try to rest, the universe plays back what they did to get there. It's not magic. It's the natural law of energy. Whatever is built on deceit can't hold peace. It vibrates with unrest until it falls apart. Think about it, chosen one. People can fake confidence in public, but they can't fake peace in private. That's the difference between you and them. You can sleep with an open heart, they sleep with open eyes, terrified of the karma knocking on their door. Even science backs this up. Studies show that guilt and anxiety physically disrupt the body's ability to rest, triggering insomnia and stress responses. The universe uses both the mind and the body to deliver reminders that truth can't be escaped. You might wonder, why should I care if they're suffering? Because this is confirmation that your impact was real. You didn't just speak truth, you disturbed an entire energy system. Their peace was borrowed, and you returned it to its rightful owners, the people they hurt, manipulated, and underestimated. You didn't curse them, their own intentions did. You were simply the reflection that made them see what they'd become. And now they can't unsee it. Their home doesn't feel like home because it's filled with ghosts of their own actions, the memories of how they climbed, who they stepped on, and what they lost trying to control everything. Even the things they once found pride in, the furniture, the view, the luxury, all feel contaminated. They walk through their empire and see your shadow in every corner. Not because you're haunting them, but because the truth you awakened is. Chosen one, this is what divine equilibrium looks like. You didn't ruin their peace, you revealed that they never had any. The universe is simply returning balance. You can't plant cruelty and harvest serenity. You can't manipulate light and expect it to let you rest. They called themselves untouchable, but now their own comfort betrays them. So don't waste energy watching their collapse. Leave them to the silence they created. Because while their world feels smaller, yours is expanding. Their walls are closing in, yours are opening wide. You've been through your season of unrest, and now it's their turn to face the energy they sent out. You're protected, chosen one, because your foundation was built in truth. Theirs was built in illusion, and now even their home reminds them of it every single night. Number 5. The quiet that feels like punishment. When the truth walks in, noise runs for cover. Chosen one, have you noticed it? The sudden silence, the quiet that once felt like peace, now sounds like punishment echoing through their empire. These are the same people who couldn't stop talking, who loved the sound of their own lies, who needed attention like oxygen. But now they've vanished. Their confidence collapsed under the weight of the truth you brought. The loud ones are gone, the fake laughter has died down, and their empire, once buzzing with noise and illusion, is eerily still. This is what happens when exposure hits. The universe doesn't always bring chaos through thunder. Sometimes it delivers justice through silence. You didn't just make them speechless, you stripped away the energy that fueled their arrogance. You were the mirror they couldn't face. They mocked you, dismissed you, and underestimated you, but now they replay every word you said. Every time they open their mouth, they feel the weight of how wrong they were. Their silence isn't power, it's paralysis. Now imagine this for a moment. Chosen one, a lion that spent its whole life roaring, suddenly loses its voice. That's them. That's how this quiet feels to them. Unbearable, unnatural, humiliating. Because for years they fed off attention, control, and manipulation. The moment that energy stopped coming, their empire began to crumble. Silence is their karma. The same quiet they used to avoid, the one they filled with gossip and noise, is now the only thing they have left, and it's deafening. You might be asking, why do they go quiet after exposure? Why not fight back? Because deep down, they know the universe doesn't argue, it delivers. They've learned that once the truth lands, there's no statement, no spin, no lie that can undo it. Silence is the sound of their defeat. It's the pause between downfall and realization. They can't attack what's protected, and they can't fix what's already unraveling. Even psychology confirms it. When people lose control, their first instinct is withdrawal. It's not peace, it's panic disguised as calm. They go silent because they're trying to contain what's falling apart. But here's what they don't realize. The quiet only makes their guilt louder. They feel your energy even in your absence. Every room they walk into feels emptier without the illusion of power. Chosen one, this silence is your victory anthem. You don't need applause or recognition. Their silence is enough proof that your truth hit its target. You silenced the noise that once overshadowed you. And while they sink into isolation, you're rising into alignment. The universe is repositioning you, making sure your peace speaks louder than their ego ever did. So let them stay quiet, let them sit in the echo of their own choices, because what they hear now, in that unbearable stillness, is the truth of who they really are, and the truth Chosen One has never needed to shout. Number 6. When the universe starts auditing. When the universe starts its audit, no lie survives the light. Chosen one, this is that season where you don't have to lift a finger because the universe is already flipping through the pages, checking the receipts, and balancing every hidden account. What you triggered wasn't just emotional or personal, it was energetic justice. You were the signal that set off an investigation, one that no lawyer, no PR team, and no fake apology can silence. Every lie, every betrayal, every shady move they buried deep is now under review, and the spotlight is merciless. For the first time, their untouchable empire is being examined line by line. The universe doesn't forget, it records. Every manipulation they justified, every person they exploited, every stolen opportunity now sits on an invisible ledger that's finally due for payment. You were the one who pressed the audit button. You didn't plan it, you simply lived in truth, and truth always demands inspection. That's why things around them are falling apart so precisely, like dominoes toppling in slow motion. Now imagine this. Chosen One, a massive skyscraper that looked flawless from the outside, but underneath, the foundation was rotting. You didn't destroy the building, you just flicked the light switch on in the basement. The moment illumination touched it, the cracks revealed themselves. That's the power of divine accounting. It exposes without noise. You didn't need revenge. Exposure is automatic when energy aligns. And this is where the universe becomes the ultimate auditor. It reviews not just what they did, but why they did it. Motive matters in universal law. That's why your energy remains untouched. Your intention was pure. You didn't act from hate. You acted from awareness. They, on the other hand, thrived on control, deception, and greed. And now, those same motives are being held up like evidence under a celestial microscope. You might wonder, but how will I know when justice is happening? You'll see it in their patterns, deals collapsing, relationships falling apart, allies disappearing without warning. It won't always be public, but it'll always be precise. The universe doesn't need headlines. It works in alignment, not announcement. What's falling apart now is not random. It's a cosmic audit in real time. And Chosen One, this is your confirmation. When the universe audits, it protects the honest. That's why you've been spared while they've been exposed. You may not have seen every detail yet, but it's already unfolding. The laws of energy are exact. They don't bend, they balance. You've passed your test, and now they're facing their invoice. So stop worrying about being believed. You don't need to argue, defend, or explain anymore. Truth has its own gravity. It pulls everything back into order. Let the universe finish its work. Every empire built on illusion is now being recalculated, and every false king is being asked to show proof of purchase for their power. You've already done your part, Chosen One. Now step back, breathe, and watch the universe do what it always does. Make sure that everything stolen in the dark is repaid in the light. Number 7. The collapse of control. Control is the last illusion to die, and it always dies screaming. Chosen One, you're watching the fall of an empire that once thought it could rewrite reality itself. They're scrambling now, trying to rebuild the walls you tore through with truth, trying to glue the broken pieces of manipulation back together. But nothing's sticking. Their strategies fall apart before they even begin. Their words, once sharp enough to control crowds, now sound empty. The same charm that used to hypnotize people has lost its effect, because once the illusion breaks, it can never be reassembled. You see, control isn't real power. It's borrowed energy, temporary, fragile, and entirely dependent on belief. Once you removed the fear and showed others what was behind the curtain, the spell shattered. Their control was built like a hologram. It looked solid until someone touched it. And Chosen One, you were that touch. You reminded people that authority without integrity is just performance. Now, everything they try to rebuild collapses under its own weight. You might even notice it. Projects delayed, partnerships dissolving, promises turning into dust. It's not coincidence, it's timing, because the one thing they can't manipulate, the one force even the most deceptive minds can't rewrite, is universal timing. The same timing that once favored them has now turned its back. Their season is over, and no amount of influence can restart the clock. Think of it like this. When a storm passes, trees with shallow roots get uprooted first. That's them. Their entire empire was rooted in illusion, in control, not connection. You can't rebuild what was never real to begin with. They'll try everything, new narratives, new alliances, even sympathy plays, but none of it will land. Because once truth enters the equation, manipulation loses its currency. And maybe part of you wonders, why is this happening now? Because the universe waited until the stage was quiet enough for everyone to see clearly. Timing is the great equalizer. It exposes when words don't match energy. And right now, their timing is cursed because their intentions were corrupt. Every move they make is offbeat, every plan misfires, every opportunity slips through their fingers. Meanwhile, look at you. The same timing that's betraying them is blessing you. You're stepping into alignment as they step into chaos. The universe does that deliberately. It ensures that false power can't stand in the way of authentic purpose. You are no longer the target, you are the proof. Their collapse isn't just their punishment. It's your confirmation that real power never needs to control. It simply is. So don't get caught up in their noise, chosen one. Let them keep trying to rebuild what the truth destroyed. You don't rebuild illusions, you outgrow them. And that's exactly what you've done. The collapse of their control is the rise of your freedom. Number 8. The light returns to you. When false light fades, the real glow finds its way home. Chosen one, this is your return. The moment the dust begins to settle, you start to feel something that had been missing for far too long. Peace. The fog that clouded your thoughts, the heaviness that sat on your chest, the weight of their chaos. It's lifting, because the universe is recalibrating everything that was stolen, drained, or delayed. The energy that once powered their illusion is coming back to its rightful owner. You. For so long, you walked through the storm thinking you were losing your light, when in truth, it was simply being refined. You weren't broken, you were being purified. Every betrayal sharpened your intuition, every loss refined your vision, and every lie you survived trained you to recognize realness instantly. And now, that awareness has turned into power. The fog of confusion that once surrounded you was never yours. It was theirs. It belonged to the empire of manipulation you stood up against. The moment you stopped feeding it attention, it started to crumble. Now imagine this. Chosen one, a lighthouse that was dimmed by smoke. For a while, ships lost their way and chaos ruled the waters. But once the smoke clears, that same light, your light, becomes the beacon again. That's what's happening now. Your joy is returning not as it was before, but stronger, deeper, indestructible. You might be wondering, why do I suddenly feel lighter even though nothing around me changed yet? Because your soul knows something your eyes can't see yet. The energy has shifted in your favor. The universe restores balance with precision, and you're entering the phase of restoration, where once your efforts seemed invisible, now every ounce of energy you give out comes back multiplied. That's how universal law works. Truth attracts clarity, and clarity attracts abundance. Meanwhile, the same people who drained you are now feeling the vacuum they created. The laughter they used to fake now feels forced. The power they flaunted feels hollow. Because when your energy left their orbit, so did their illusion of strength. You were never the weak one. You were the source. Chosen one, the light you carry is no longer dimmed by their shadows. You're walking with sharper vision, cleaner energy, and divine protection disguised as timing. Don't chase anything that left. It's being replaced with something aligned. The universe doesn't return what was lost, it upgrades it. That's why you'll soon notice that everything you once struggled for begins to flow with ease. Not because luck found you, but because the truth finally cleared the path. So breathe easy now. You've earned this stillness. The storm didn't destroy you, it cleaned the air. The light returns to you, not as a flicker, but as a signal. Proof that no matter how dark things get, truth always finds its way home. Number 9. Their nightmare is your peace. When peace leaves one side, it always returns to the side that deserved it. Chosen one, while you sleep peacefully, they're staring at the ceiling, wide awake, trapped in the same web they spun for others. Every lie they told, every trick they pulled, every underhanded move they made against you now replays like a broken film reel in their mind. This isn't anxiety, it's consequence. This is the universe showing them what it feels like to live inside the chaos they once created. Their mind, once their weapon, has turned against them. That's what happens when karma clocks in. They can't silence it anymore. Every betrayal echoes in the quiet hours. The same games that once made them feel powerful now feel poisonous. You didn't curse them. They cursed themselves when they tried to harm someone chosen, someone protected by truth itself. The universe doesn't punish with fire and brimstone, it punishes with awareness. And now that awareness has invaded their peace, turning every restful night into a mental battlefield. Now imagine this. Chosen one, a thief running through the dark, thinking they got away, only to realize the sound following them isn't footsteps. It's their own conscience chasing them. That's what's happening right now. They keep looking over their shoulder, expecting retribution, but the real punishment is internal. You can't outrun guilt. You can't bribe silence. And you can't sleep when your own mind knows the truth. And here's the beautiful irony. The same nights they spend trembling in their sheets are the nights you finally sleep soundly. Their nightmare became your peace. Because when the universe rebalances energy, it doesn't destroy what's good. It reclaims what was stolen. Every ounce of peace they took from you now returns tenfold. You might have cried yourself to sleep once, but now they're the ones crying into silence. You might have once questioned your worth, but now they're questioning everything they built on lies. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance, the mental chaos that comes when someone's actions no longer match the image they hold of themselves. That's what's keeping them awake. The mask doesn't fit anymore. They can't pretend, can't justify, can't spin the story. And that mental unraveling, that's justice in its purest form, invisible but undeniable. Chosen one, your peace is proof that the universe finished its work. You don't have to lift a finger or wish them harm. It's already done. Energy is a perfect accountant. It collects every debt and pays every balance. And now, while they lose sleep trying to understand how it all went wrong, you're finally resting easy. Not because you won, but because you stayed true. So sleep well tonight, because while they're haunted by everything they did, you're protected by everything you've become. Their nightmare is your confirmation. Peace always returns home. Number 10. The empire of lies falls in 7 directions. Empires built on lies never crumble quietly. They explode from within, blaming each other as the truth takes its throne. Chosen One, this is the stage they never prepared for, the implosion. You didn't lift a sword, you didn't plot revenge, yet their entire network is collapsing in 7 directions at once. The empire that once seemed untouchable is now eating itself alive. Groups are fracturing, alliances are breaking, and leaders who once shouted orders are suddenly missing in action. Everyone's pointing fingers, rewriting stories, and pretending they were never part of the system that tried to bury you. You didn't chase destruction, you triggered exposure. That's far more powerful. Think about it. For years, their empire was a machine. Every piece was designed to protect the illusion, the lies, the manipulation, the false power. But once truth enters, it spreads like light through glass, fast, unstoppable, and impossible to contain. You were that light. You didn't need to fight them. You simply stood tall, and your energy alone cracked the machinery they built. The moment people saw your strength, the illusion of their authority lost its grip. Now imagine this for a moment. Chosen One, a spider web stretched too far. One thread snaps, and suddenly the whole web begins to tremble and fall apart. That's what's happening to them. The truth you carried was that one snapped thread, and now every connection, every secret, every alliance they forged under falsehood is unraveling. What used to be teamwork is now chaos. What used to be loyalty is now betrayal. Each one is scrambling to protect their own image, because that's all they ever cared about. The universe always moves with precision. When an empire is built on lies, it doesn't just fall, it exposes itself layer by layer. First comes denial, then confusion, then chaos. And now, exposure. Each direction their empire falls represents a pillar that's lost its purpose. The manipulators are turning on each other, the followers are running for cover, and the architects of deceit are facing the mirror they spent their lives avoiding. And here's what's truly poetic. While their empire collapses in panic, your life is expanding in peace. That's how energy works. When the false dismantles, the true expands. You've become the living proof that the universe rewards authenticity and dismantles corruption without mercy. You didn't destroy them, their lies did. You were merely the reflection that revealed what was always rotting beneath the surface. Maybe you've noticed how silent they've become. That's not strategy, that's fear. The kind of fear that comes when people realize their protection was never real. They built their tower on sand, and you were the tide that washed it clean. This is cosmic justice unfolding in real time, Chosen One. The higher their deception climbed, the harder their fall had to be. So don't gloat, witness. Watch as they scatter, as their alliances crumble, as their own people expose what they once hid. This is the final stage of collapse, the phase where every fake foundation meets the truth head-on. And it all began when you decided not to shrink. Your silence was the earthquake. Your integrity was the wrecking ball. The empire of lies isn't just falling, it's being erased. And when the dust settles, everyone will know who stood in truth when it was dangerous, who stayed calm when others screamed, and who rose when everything false collapsed. That's you, Chosen One, the calm in the storm, the proof that truth doesn't need an army to win. It just needs one person brave enough to stand tall. And as the dust finally settles, Chosen One, remember this: you didn't just witness an empire fall, you outlasted it. The universe saw every silent battle you fought, every moment you stayed true when lies surrounded you. Now, your peace, your power, and your purpose are untouchable. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to break patterns. And thank you, Chosen One, for walking this journey with strength and light. Don't forget to drop the number 777 in the comments if this message resonated with your soul. Like, subscribe, and share this message. Let's spread the truth together.